Okay, so I know this sounds insane, but hear me out. What if I told you that working less could actually make you more productive? Like, way more productive. For the past 7 days, I've been limiting myself to just 4 hours of actual work per day. No endless study sessions, no all-nighters, just 4 focused hours. And honestly, the results kind of broke my brain. Let me explain. So here's the thing. 2 weeks ago, I was spiraling. I had 3 assignments due, exam prep, and I was spending like 10 to 12 hours a day studying. But if I'm being real, half of that was scrolling TikTok with my textbook open. You know that feeling where you're at your desk all day, but you don't actually get anything done? Yeah, that was me. Then I stumbled across this concept called Parkinson's Law. Basically, it says that work expands to fill the time you give it. So if you give yourself all day to write an essay, it'll take all day. But if you only give yourself 2 hours, you'll somehow make it work. And I thought, what if I actually tested this? Like, what if I forced myself to only work 4 hours a day and see what happens? So that's exactly what I did. 7 days, 4 hours max. And I'm going to walk you through everything, the good, the bad, and the moments I almost quit. Stick around because day 5, absolutely wild. All right, before we dive in, let me break down the rules I set for myself. Rule number 1, only 4 hours of focused work per day. That's it. Once the timer hits 4 hours, I'm done. No exceptions. Rule number 2, those 4 hours had to be deep work. No phones, no social media, no, let me just check this one thing. Full focus only. Rule number 3, I had to plan my 4 hours the night before. I couldn't just wing it and hope for the best. Rule number 4, breaks didn't count toward the 4 hours. So if I needed to walk around, grab water, whatever, that was separate. And here's the kicker, rule number 5. I had to be honest about what I actually accomplished. No lying to myself about productivity. Simple enough, right? Yeah, I thought so too. Day 1, I'm not going to lie, it felt amazing. I woke up, planned my 4 hours, and I was locked in. I finished my chemistry notes in 2 hours. 2 hours. Something that normally takes me like 5. I remember sitting there thinking, wait, is this real life? Did I just crack the code? Day 2 was pretty similar. I tackled a math assignment and got through practice problems way faster than usual. I think the pressure of knowing I only had 4 hours made me stop overthinking everything. But here's where it got interesting. After those 4 hours, I had so much free time, like I didn't know what to do with myself. I actually felt guilty for not studying more. Anyone else feel like they're not allowed to relax unless they've suffered for like 8 hours straight? Just me? Okay. But I pushed through the guilt. I went outside, hung out with friends, actually watched a movie without my laptop open next to me. And you know what? I felt good, like genuinely rested. Then day 3 hit, and suddenly this whole thing didn't feel as easy. I had a massive biology chapter to get through, and 4 hours started feeling like not enough time. I caught myself panicking, thinking, there's no way I can finish this. But here's the thing, I didn't have a choice. 4 hours was the limit. So I did something I normally never do. I got ruthlessly strategic. I skimmed the chapter first, highlighted the key concepts, then only focused on the stuff that was actually going to be on the test. Normally, I'd try to memorize every single detail because I'm scared of missing something, but I didn't have time for that. I had to trust the process. And guess what? I finished. Not perfectly, but I finished. And when I tested myself later, I actually remembered more than when I do my usual read everything 5 times method. Day 4 was similar. I had an essay to write, and instead of staring at a blank page for 3 hours like I usually do, I just started. No perfectionism, no overthinking, just writing. It wasn't my best work, but it was done. And I had time to edit it the next day, which honestly made it way better than if I'd tried to do everything in one sitting. Okay, day 5. This is where everything clicked. I woke up and I wasn't dreading my 4 hours. I was actually kind of excited, which is wild because I'm the person who hits snooze 6 times and complains about morning classes. But here's what I realized. When you know you only have 4 hours, you don't waste time deciding what to do, you just do it. I used to spend like 30 minutes just getting in the zone, making tea, organizing my desk, opening and closing tabs. But now, I sat down and started immediately because I knew the clock was ticking, and something else happened. My brain started working faster, like I wasn't second guessing every little thing. I was trusting my first instinct and moving on. I got through 2 assignments that day, 2 in 4 hours. And the best part? I wasn't exhausted afterward. I actually had energy left. I went to the gym. I cooked dinner instead of ordering in. I felt like a person again, not just a stressed out student zombie. That's when it hit me. The problem was never that I didn't have enough time. The problem was that I was filling my time with fake productivity. Day 6 and 7 were the real test because I had exam prep, and exams always make me spiral. But I stuck to the plan. 4 hours, deep focus, no distractions. And honestly, I think I studied better for that exam than I've ever studied for anything. Because here's the thing. When you're studying for 10 hours, your brain checks out after like hour 3. You're just going through the motions. You're not actually learning. But when you only have 4 hours, every minute counts. You're actively engaged the whole time. I used active recall, flashcards, practice problems, no passive rereading. And when the 4 hours were up, I closed my books and trusted that I'd done enough. Spoiler alert, I did. I walked into that exam feeling weirdly calm, not because I knew everything, but because I knew I'd actually put in focused, intentional work. Day 7 was more of the same. By that point, it felt natural. 4 hours of deep work, then the rest of the day to actually live my life. And I'm not going to lie, I didn't want the experiment to end. So what actually happened after 7 days of 4-hour workdays? First, I got more done than I usually do in twice the time. Seriously. I finished assignments faster, retained information better, and actually felt productive instead of just busy. Second, my stress levels dropped, like noticeably. I wasn't constantly anxious about having enough time because I knew exactly what I needed to do and when. Third, I actually had a life outside of school. I hung out with friends, I worked out, I watched shows without guilt, and weirdly, that made me more motivated to work when it was time to work. But here's the real lesson. The 4-hour limit wasn't about working less, it was about working better. It forced me to eliminate distractions, prioritize what actually mattered, and stop confusing time spent with effort put in. Am I going to keep doing 4-hour days forever? Honestly, probably not for super heavy weeks, but I'm definitely never going back to those fake 10-hour study marathons where I accomplish nothing, because now I know the truth. You don't need more time, you need better focus. All right, so here's my challenge for you. You don't have to do a full 7 days if that feels overwhelming. But tomorrow, pick one task, set a timer for 90 minutes, put your phone in another room, close every tab except what you need, and just see how much you can get done. I promise you, you're going to surprise yourself. And if you try this, let me know in the comments how it goes. Seriously, I want to hear about it. Did it work? Did you struggle? What changed for you? Let's stop glorifying burnout and start actually being productive. Not busy. Productive. If this video helped you, hit that like button and subscribe because I'm making more content like this to help us all stop stressing and start thriving. Now go take on your day. You've got this.